Guys, what's up? I am so pumped. Just got this email 5 minutes ago. See attached, executed docs. Now what this file was, this was actually earnest money from a buyer who did not perform. And I know there's many of you out there going, what happens if a buyer, even if they deposit earnest money and it's non-refundable, what happens if they back out? You know, how does that actually play out? And so this was a recent file where we had the property sold. The guy came in, signed an assignment, gave us a cashier's check, made out to the title company for $5,000, non-refundable earnest money. He signed an assignment that said non-refundable for any reason, okay? But then he didn't close. Why didn't he close? Well, the guy was a jerk, unfortunately, and there was many red flags when he signed the assignment that we were like, this guy's kind of a jerk, but he signed the contract, he had been by the house, he gave us non-refundable earnest money. So usually the non-refundable earnest money is kind of the tiebreaker. If you're not really sure, you're like, well, they want to buy the house, I've got it sold, they're giving me $5,000 non-refundable for any reason, right? But even through all that, the guy still ended up the day of closing not closing. Okay, so the most important thing when that happens is right away that you get on the phone with your seller. Because if they're expecting to close that day or getting their check the next day, that's the number one thing you got to deal with. So right away we got on the phone with the seller. We told them, hey, we're so sorry. Our funding partner pulled a fast one on us. We're going to get it figured out. We're switching funding partners. We're going to close this ASAP. They said, oh my goodness, that's such a bummer. Okay, please keep us posted. You know, that works. And so we're like, okay, thank goodness there. Now, if they would have said, freaked out and we knew it was a deal, we could have maybe said, hey, look, we'll be able to give you another $100 or $500 or $1,000. We didn't have to do that. They just said, okay, just please keep us in the loop and let's close this ASAP. We said, no problem. We resent the property out and we got the property sold. So that was fantastic. Okay. But the original buyer's $5,000 was still held up at the title company. And we're saying, hey, release it to us per the terms of the assignment. If the buyer does not close, we get the earnest money. And the buyer was saying, hey, no, I should get my earnest money back because I didn't get a final walkthrough.
What's up? It's Joshua Gayman, and I flip houses right here in the Phoenix market. 100% of the deals that I do are wholesale transactions, and people are always asking me, Josh, how do you get deals like this? I'm gonna show you step by step how I do this, how I acquire houses that are off market at a discount for less than they're worth and make a ton of money quickly flipping them to other buyers right in that very same market. Now guys, there's steps on marketing, there's steps on sales, there's steps on growing the business. All of this has allowed me to build a lifestyle that I can enjoy taking my kids on trips, my family on vacations, having an awesome house, cars, everything that I've wanted, the life of my dreams, and I want the same for you. So click the subscribe button, hit the little bell right here on YouTube so you get all the notifications and follow along with this journey. We're also on Instagram at highgross14 and I can't wait to connect with you.
And some other things of the contract. Now, as a side note, guys, you want to be very careful with what contract you're using in wholesaling. Now, unfortunately, with this file, he was trying to use a little loophole and that normally wouldn't be available to him. Our standard contract that we have with sellers does not give final walkthroughs or any of that kind of stuff. It's basically cash as is, done deal, boom. So when we assign that contract to another buyer, there's really no loopholes that they can use to get out. The only contingency in our contract with the seller is contract subject to funding partner's approval, which gives us, we can always back out if a funding partner doesn't approve it. Okay, so that's the only one. And when we assign it, we scratch that. We say that there is no contingencies of any kind. Even the funding partner approval does not apply to the assignee, which is the final buyer. In this file, the problem was it was a JV file. And so another wholesaler here in Phoenix actually brought us the deal and he had contracted with the seller on a 10-page state Arizona contract. Well, that contract gives a whole slew of things that the buyer and seller are supposed to do. Final walkthrough, utilities, all this kind of stuff. So even though my assignment said non-refundable for any reason, he was trying to use a technicality and say, well, the underlying still says that water was supposed to be on, right? Pretty ridiculous. And so if it would have went to court, I feel very strongly we would have won. However, the title companies was saying, hey, I'm gonna let you guys settle this. We're gonna hold the earnest money until you guys agree on something. Which means we might have to get attorneys involved or whatever, right? So we sent a couple emails to our attorney. She looked into it. She's like, Josh, I think that you're pretty safe. If anything, if you didn't win, any judge is gonna say each person pay your own attorney fees. She's like, but you're probably gonna win. It looks pretty good. He consulted with his attorney. He came back and he said, hey guys, release the earnest money or I'm going to come after your license. I'm going to sue you, all this stuff. And we said, nope, that's fine. We have an attorney. We've already consulted. We feel very good with our position. Not going to happen. He comes back a day or two later and says, hey guys, you give us, I'll give you $1,000 if you'll agree to keep $1,000, release my other $4,000 to me. We're good. We said, you know what? Give us $2,000 and we'll be good. He said, send over the paperwork. So we sent it over yesterday. He just signed it and it's only a couple grand. We've got the, my computer turned off here, but there it is, executed docs. He just sent that over to title and us. Now it's only a couple $1,000s, right? And we had to pay some money to our attorney fees and we had to spend some time on it. But here's the bottom line, guys. If that would have gone to court, we probably would have won. Now I'm not giving legal advice saying that you should be out there trying to go to court, but what I am saying is protect yourself. When you have a seller that wants to back out, protect yourself. When you have a buyer that doesn't perform, protect yourself. And out of principle, if you're gonna be in this business a long time, you're gonna wanna protect yourself and be really strong. I've lost deals where I let the seller out when I should have, or maybe let a buyer out where I should have, and kind of learn the hard way. So here it is, it's a small win, but it's a huge moral victory. I hope that helps some of you guys go out there and crush it.